Society meticulously wires a man to believe that his value is a currency only women can mint. From the stories we're told to the media we consume, a silent, pervasive lesson is imprinted that a woman's presence is the confirmation of your worth, and her absence is its cancellation. We are conditioned to see her validation as the very oxygen we breathe, as if our existence is only truly ratified by her choice to be in it. This is the foundational trap, a cleverly laid snare that catches countless men, leaving them gasping for air when that validation is withdrawn. The pain of a breakup is real, but it is magnified 1,000-fold by this corrosive belief that you have not just lost a person, but you have lost your very standing as a man. The raw, liberating truth is this: if she can leave you, then she was never truly yours to begin with. You cannot lose what was never genuinely yours to lose. Love that abandons ship at the first crack of difficulty isn't love, it's convenience. It's a fair-weather attachment that was never built on the unshakable bedrock of true commitment and respect. Her decision to walk away, therefore, doesn't define your failure. It simply means her role in your story has reached its natural conclusion. She is not the entire book of your life. She is just a chapter, one of many that will be written. And you are the sole author, the one holding the pen, the one who gets to decide what happens on the next page. Men tragically destroy themselves by clinging to a ghost, to someone who had already walked away in spirit and emotion long before they physically left the room. They are mourning a connection that had already ceased to exist, trying to resuscitate a phantom. Most men don't even realize that they aren't truly mourning her as an individual, but the approval she provided, that subtle attention, the feeling of being chosen and seen. This desperate need for external validation becomes the most fragile yet powerful leash a woman can hold around your neck. And the moment she pulls it away, the man who relies on it collapses, proving he was never standing on his own 2 feet. To begin with, he was leaning, and now the support is gone. This foundational shift begins with a simple but profound audit of your own worth. Ask yourself, where did your strength, your discipline, your vision, and your hunger truly come from? Did she bestow them upon you like a gift? The undeniable answer is no. These are qualities you forged yourself in the quiet moments of struggle and the relentless pursuit of your goals. She didn't build your empire. You laid every brick, you weathered every storm, you made the countless decisions that led to your growth. To believe that her absence could suddenly erase this hard-earned foundation is to ignore the very reality of your own journey. It is to disregard the evidence of your own resilience. Your value is not an external grant that can be revoked. It is an internal asset, built and accumulated over time. The mission you are on, the purpose that gives your life direction, does not pause because she exits the stage. It continues, undiminished, because it was never about her in the first place. It was always about you. This understanding is not born of arrogance, but of a clear-eyed assessment of your own foundation. If your sense of peace, stability, and self-worth is dependent on the presence and approval of another person, then you have built your emotional house on the sand of their unpredictable and ever-changing emotions. It is a precarious existence, where every shift in her mood becomes a potential earthquake. But if your foundation is built on the solid rock of your own purpose, your self-respect, and your unwavering knowledge of who you are and what you stand for, then no external storm can destroy you. Her leaving may be a tempest, it may be painful, and it may change the landscape, but the core structure of who you are remains intact, unbroken, and ready for rebuilding. She can walk out of the door, but she cannot take the blueprint of your character with her. This is the critical difference between a man who is defined by what happens to him and a man who is defined by how he responds. It is the difference between being broken and being bent, knowing that your inherent strength will always pull you back to your true form. Every brick you have ever laid in your own empire, every skill learned, every challenge overcome, every ounce of self-respect earns a permanent part of your structure, and its value is infinitely greater than any temporary affection or validation she could offer. Her attention was always fleeting. Your character is permanent. This shift in foundation creates one of the most powerful and counterintuitive dynamics in relationships: the paradox of detachment. It reveals a profound irony: the less you actively worry about her leaving, the less likely she actually is to go. This isn't a manipulative tactic. It is a natural consequence of genuine self-assurance. Women are instinctively drawn to men who exhibit a calm, unshaken stability in the face of potential loss. That sense of calm detachment is not coldness. It signals a deep and powerful strength. It communicates a silent, undeniable truth. This man does not need me to breathe. He chooses to share his space with me, but he does not depend on my presence for his sense of worth or purpose. This subtle but monumental difference is intensely magnetic. It is the difference between being a port in the storm and being another boat tossed on the same waves. Most men, operating from a place of fear, inadvertently push women away by trying to hold them too tightly. They suffocate with neediness. Seeking constant reassurance and proving their love through displays of desperation, this energy is palpable and ultimately repulsive. In contrast, the man who possesses the quiet confidence of knowing he will not only survive but potentially thrive even if she walks out the door, is the man who never has to beg her to stay. His power is passive, communicated not through words, but through his unwavering actions and emotional consistency. His mere presence becomes a puzzle she feels compelled to solve, making her wonder what inner resource makes him so unshakable, so complete in himself. That is the precise moment when the dynamic flips. That's when she begins to cling. Not you. She invests in the stability she senses, striving to become a part of the solid ground he stands on, rather than him clinging to her as his only source of support. Worrying about her departure is ultimately a futile expenditure of mental and emotional energy on factors entirely outside your control. The moment you consciously redirect that wasted energy inward into building your skills, your body, your mind, and your mission, you will watch the anxiety die a natural death. Your life simply becomes bigger and more compelling than the fear of losing her. A critical step in freeing yourself is to truly internalize a difficult truth. Her decision to leave is very often not a reflection of your worth, but a manifestation of her own internal world. Women, by their nature, often operate in emotional seasons. Their desires, needs, and focuses can shift like the wind. One day, they may crave the warmth and stability of your summer. The next, they might feel a pull toward the mystery and chill of a winter they haven't yet experienced it. Fantasy, a new distraction, or simply a different version of themselves. Men, wired for logic and solution-finding, make the critical mistake of trying to rationalize this emotional weather. They spiral into an inquisition of self-doubt. What specific thing did I do wrong? What flaw did I reveal? How could I have changed the outcome? This is a futile endeavor. You cannot apply logic to the illogical. You cannot win a game against shifting seasons or hold back the tide of another person's changing heart. Her choice to leave, therefore, often says far less about your inadequacy and far more about her own current inability to find a steady, emotional anchor. It is not proof that you were not enough. It is proof that you were a stable, constant shore, and she was the storm, unable to settle. You must learn to see her departure not as a verdict on your value, but as a final, revealing act. It pulls back the curtain on her true character. It shows you that her loyalty was conditional,